Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 44 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your dungeon master returning. My name's Luke.
Returning?
When did you leave?
When did you?
Where
Yeah,
did you go?
where did you come from?
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Someone play some aggressive banjo, please.
And joining me, as they always do, are my lovely players. Their names are...
Hi, my name is Ben, and I will be playing the level 5 wizard, Winsler Wallaby, along with his cuddly little companion, Mr. Wiggles.
Hi, my name is Kharla, and I play the level 5 tiefling rogue Integrity Addleberry. Who would have known a paper bag could break her heart?
Oh!
So horrible. So mean. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchant, the level 5 half-elf bard. Shit's bad, guys. Shit's real bad.
Shitter's clogged.
My name's Sam. I play Serinepth, a level 5 human sorcerer. Watch me wage war on all elementary snack foods. This week it's Jell-O. Next week it's the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say watch me whip.
Serinepth only promotes healthy eating. Only fruits
apples.
and veggies.
No,
Jeez.
she specifically
Now
goes
watch
after
me,
the ones that
Scorching
go
Ray.
after her first. The Kool-Aid Man broke an inner wall to the gardens of the castle. She wages war on them.
Love it.
Serinepth just leaves a carrot in everyone's pocket.
So
I like
last
that one
time,
person at Halloween.
last time, and last time.
last time.
All
And
three
la-
last times on Trials
weeks
and
ago.
Trebuchets.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students continued on their Sunday shenanigans. Winsler sought out his book, breaking into the greenhouse and getting his hands a little dirty in the process. Meanwhile, Serinepth and Mira were yelled at in the kitchen, specifically Mira, less so Serinepth, by a mildly upset birthday girl, Delnis Wraithrin. While this occurred, a black dragonborn dropped from the ceiling, grabbing Delnis in his gooey hands. Luckily, the Mira Serinepth power team made quick work of this gooey adversary, as well as the kitchen, leaving the dragonborn to flee down the sink pipes empty-handed. And finally, Integrity lied to her best friend about cheating on Mira's history exam before receiving the karmic reward of an inanimate stuffed squirrel and a disintegrated pink topaz.
I've never heard a more depressing sentence in my life.
So,
Cue funeral music here.
That's so like,
Hey,
so, like,
we can
topical,
we
Sam.
can input Moonlight Sonata in this part.
we can! It's open! It's free!
It's free.
So,
So,
we find ourselves in a demolished kitchen. There's broken wine bottles, and as a result, wine spilt all over the floor, the glass shards, within which Serinepth Cinderman is lying on the far counter. There's breads and general food smashed against the walls, the sink basin smashed to smithereens, the porcelain scattered. I hope it was porcelain. I'm going to say it's porcelain. Porcelain.
Porcelain.
ever
It's a
since
tiny
we were
porcelain.
Eurovision, things have gone really downhill for her.
Wait, I want Mira to be gently cradling Delnis and be like, near, far.
So,
Too much copyrighted music and it's
Copyright.
I
Like,
sang one line.
from the ceiling,
And that's enough.
Shit.
one Felice, an elderly-looking elf, and a small cook, looking to be a gnome, have just dropped from the ceiling and smashed their heads against the table / landed on
Ouch.
the table. Delnis was lying unconscious on the ground after being engulfed by a black dragonborn goo man who was wearing a teacher robe, which is an odd sentence to say, but there we have the situation. And just having arrived into the room on the scene was one Elric Wraithrin, Professor Wraithrin, as you might know him, Mira and Serinepth, who is going to look at the situation after having just come into the room and saying, "What's going on in here?" or some variation of such a thing, and is going to look at his unconscious daughter on the floor. With Mira, you're standing next to her, having just healed her, if I do recall correctly.
That's
Like
right.
a knife.
And he's going to immediately rush over to her and look at you and go and say, "What's happening in here?"
Okay, some like dragonborn thing just like showed up, and there was like slime, and it tried to grab her, and we all kind of fought. I don't really know what just happened.
Oh, all right. You stay here. I'm gonna bring Dallas and lay her down.
Okay,
you take care of those two.
I try to heal her. I'll heal them too. Okay.
Okay. And he will pick her up and be off while you deal with this particular situation. Serinepth, you're lying in a bed of glass after having been thrown against the wall by your friend.
Good times.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
That's
okay.
just being alive.
Fuck. I don't want this.
That's rough. Was there any, beyond just healing these two, one Felice and one unnamed gnomish cook, was there any particular things that you wanted to do in this room?
I mean, I'm also gonna try to heal Serinepth. I do have the slots
Oh, okay.
for
I'm
that.
gonna get up from
Okay.
the glass.
Yes, you can absolutely do that. You
Sweet.
stand
I
up
wanna do that.
carefully from the glass. You are covered in wine. There's little shards of glass all throughout your clothing. It's not great.
I'm so sorry,
Could be
Serinepth.
worse.
Are you okay? I kind of panicked.
I'm gonna like start like taking like the shards out of my hand.
No.
Like my palm.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna start picking them out, and I'm gonna walk over to the drain where the sink was.
Once was. There's just exposed open pipes with a little bit of red sulfuric smelling goop sitting there, like a rotten egg.
I'm gonna try and like look down the pipe, like what's left of the pipe.
Looking down the pipe, you see darkness.
Cool.
Wow.
Wow, this feels familiar.
Spooky.
Ooh, I cast it at second level because I don't have enough spell slots, actually. And so that was a 7 and an 8 plus 2, so you have 17 hit points back.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Dubs. So it's like nothing even happened.
Yep. Nothing happened. It's all fine.
You're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Amazing.
I
Do you
guess.
have any idea or any general context for what the hell happened just now?
I'm gonna.
Because I don't.
I'm gonna turn around and look at Mira, and I don't know how to explain this. This is an expression that has never been shown on my face in front of you, Mira.
Mhm.
It's like such disapproval. It's like a parent scorning their child, like,
Oh no.
And she's gonna be
Dang, this
looking
cuts
at you.
deep for Mira.
and she's gonna
Oh,
say,
no.
"What were you thinking?"
I wasn't. That's the only thing I can say. I was just trying to save her, and I was trying to stop whatever was happening from happening, and I kind of panicked.
She's gonna like
Sorry.
she's gonna like rub the bridge of her nose, and she's gonna like feel another piece of glass and like pull it like from her cheek,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and she's gonna look at you again, Mira, and she's going to sigh and say, "That was dangerous. You destroyed a kitchen in a moment without even thinking about what could have happened to anyone, especially the people you were trying to protect.
Yeah, you're right. I know. I messed up. I'm sorry. I'll try to, like, figure out how to deal with this later. For now, I'm just gonna make sure these two are okay. Okay?
She, like, walks over and she, like, puts a hand on your shoulder. And it's supposed to be a reassuring moment. I don't know if you take it as a reassuring
Ooh.
moment.
I'm probably a little intimidated, to be perfectly honest.
I'm gonna squish and ray you.
I'm going to
Don't do it again.
look, I'm gonna give you a look, I'm gonna like look at you and I'm gonna nod and I'm gonna help you take care of the people that are still
Okay.
lying on the floor.
Is this where the party discourse happens?
Oh shit.
Is this where everybody
Yeah.
starts hating each
Why
other?
is it
This is where
I've just realized that
This
a lot
is
of the
the
discourse is Serinepth getting upset with another member of the party. I don't
Well,
want
rightfully
this to
so.
happen.
She got
So many
flung throughout a
justifications,
kitchen,
too.
and she got thrown into glass.
I mean, yeah, okay. I'm
so
gonna help her.
at this point you two help heal and assist healing Felice and the cook. Professor Raithrin will return after probably a couple of minutes and will look at the two of you and just kind of sigh. You two can head home. I guess the dinner party's kind of over. You don't know anything about what happened here. Like,
No.
no more than I do,
Well,
right?
it was black dragonborn, and they were wearing teacher robes, and that's kind of it.
They just sort of came from the ceiling, and then they grabbed at Delnus, and...
That's troubling. Okay. I will speak with Professor Underbow.
Oh, please don't tell him I was here. If you do that, please.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Where were you on the night of the 26th?
I was blowing up a kitchen, teacher.
6, 24.
Oh.
Okay. He will kind of rub his temples with one of his hands and just kind of say, all right, I will just say that Miss Cinderman was here, if that's okay with you.
Yes, thank you so much.
That's okay with me.
Okay. Absolutely. Do you two need to be escorted home? Do you feel safe walking home by yourselves?
I think I'll be fine.
We'll
Okay.
have each other.
Okay. Well, get some rest. First day of classes is tomorrow, so get some rest. I'm sorry about this. Have a lovely evening. Maybe we'll invite you over another night. That's not so, and nothing bad will happen, I hope.
Doubt.
And he'll kind of like show you out. And you leave through this grand foyer, a bit more somber of a mood, your clothing having returned to its original colors due to drop in concentration during that great fight. And Serinepth, your dress is just covered in wine stains. So, you know, that's great. And you two, at this hour of the night, can return to your dormitories. Unless there was anything pressing you wanted to do.
When we get back, I guess, to the dorms and everything, I'm gonna stop Mira again. I've cooled off at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna say,
You hear... Both make perception checks for me, please.
Oh god,
oh
okay.
shit. Another goo monster comes from the ceiling.
amazing.
Eh, I said I'd be back.
shadows. Meow.
13.
Okay.
Oh shit, perception? 18.
Okay. You both hear from one of the open windows, one of the numerous open windows in the other dormitory building, you hear a faint crying coming from it. But you don't really think anything of it. Carry on with your conversation.
That's just, it's the last day before classes start.
It's
I'd be
Nerendine
crying
crying.
too if classes were about to start in the morning.
Oh, I just realized who it might be. Okay.
Sorry, integrity.
You
We
mean the
just
girl who
yelled
ended
at
last
from-
episode
We
crying
just
under
yelled
her
at from
bed?
the courtyard. I'm gonna.
I know that crying anywhere.
She's crying so much. I'm gonna stop you and be like, are you okay?
Not awesome. But it's fine. I know I messed up, so you know, it's fine. Are you okay?
She kind of like looks down at her outfit, and she's like, I mean, I'm better now than I was earlier.
I guess that's the best we can do for tonight.
Yeah.
And you both return to your dormitories and catch some Zeds.
Wow.
Nice.
So, meanwhile, we find ourselves in a dimly to not at all lit, I would say, in all reality, a not well lit greenhouse. The window above is broken. Your hands and general robes are potentially still stained with this dark red, almost blood colored, like liquid that arose from squishing some flowers.
Who died?
The flowers, you murderer.
You
Our
have just
spirits.
spent probably 5 or so minutes cleaning off these book pages, these loose pages that wrote from this book which you had taken from Miss Brightboat's. No, from Miss Lawntoss's
Who's Brightboat?
desk.
New teacher,
Miss
don't talk about
Lawntoss's desk in the transmutation lab. And make a perception check, please.
Fuck.
You hear crying in the distance.
Oh, that's not good. That's a 10.
Okay. As you're cleaning off these pages, you are utterly of a single, like, just the only thing in your mind is just, I need to clean these things off before this stuff gets like dried on there. And then it's like, nothing's gonna get out of there, right? Like, you need to get the stain while it's still wet, while it's still fresh,
Isn't
right?
that prestidigitation?
That's what I've been
Yeah,
using.
that's what he's doing.
Gotta go somewhere.
However, as you're doing this, you will hear from your pocket a quiet "someone's coming" as Mr. Wiggles kind of just says something, reclining in your pocket, and you hear the key or the lock mechanism of the greenhouse door start to open. What immediate action do you take?
I'm gonna climb back up out of the greenhouse to the window that I came in with frog hands.
So it is a slanted
Yep.
greenhouse.
Yep.
You would have to walk back through the, like, for lack of a better word, bloodied
Yep.
flower bed,
Yep.
and then climb back up the wall.
Yep.
All right. So as you waddle through the flowers and get your robes bloody, for lack of a better word, once more, the door opens and you hear a voice from the doorway go, "Halt! Who goes there? Greenhouse glass breaker." And you have been caught.
Attention.
You may continue if you would like to, but they see you. You see a Jeed standing there
I'm
looking
going
at you.
to continue climbing.
Okay.
Because I am in a
Another
state.
Attention.
I am
Okay.
in a state.
The Jeed will walk over to you as you continue climbing up the window and will say, "Halt! Do not flee. It will only become worse." And you climb out the greenhouse onto the other side and kind of slide down the window into the small bushes that
Is
are
it
there.
like one of those horrible slides where I'm just kind of like,
Yes.
and it's just like a
And-
trail of blood.
And the Jeed will follow outside and continue saying, "Halt! I only wish to speak with you. This is not a confrontation. I just wish to know why you are in the greenhouse."
I got lost.
And it will look up at the broken window and
I got
say,
really lost.
"Did you fall through the greenhouse on your process of being lost?"
No, I fell up from up there, and I'm gonna point to the open window at the top.
It like the broken one?
No, like the window that I tossed the book out of.
Oh, way up,
Way
way
up
over.
there.
Yeah. It'll look over and look down
How are you alive?
at the greenhouse and look at you and say, "That is quite a leap for such a small being."
Frog hands.
It will then examine your robes and say, "You've crushed my bloodwort."
Well, it stained my robe.
This, I think I will need to go to a professor over this.
Do you think you could go get some like robe cleaner or something?
I could do that after I speak to a professor.
Okay.
What is your name?
Rundine.
Alita Hollyfield?
Alina Hollyfield. Make a deception check.
Will you choose to frame?
God.
Make a deception check.
Alina did nothing
All
wrong.
it would take is them hearing your voice and being like, "Oh wait, it was that guy."
15.
Very well, Alina Hollyfield.
We're bad students, you guys. We're really.
You're just
I will
realizing
go
this now?
speak
Yeah.
with a professor. You stay right here, and I will return with robe cleaner and the professor so that we might speak to you about being in the greenhouse after hours.
You got it, boss.
Yes. And it will walk away
Is it-
slowly and
Okay.
methodically.
I will wait where I'm standing until
Yes.
it goes out of view.
Okay.
I'm going to stop having frog feet and open my
Okay.
hands,
You stop having frog feet.
Wow.
and I am immediately going to sprint from the greenhouse
Yep.
to where I believe is it the abjuration department?
I
Or
think
is it
it's
around
the Hall
there?
of Voyages.
No, I meant like it was near the abjuration department, like the general area.
I would say, yeah, it's in the general area of those classrooms. Like all the classes are within the general area. That particular thing, which I think you're talking about, is in pretty much the middle of campus.
Okay, well, I am just going to sprint to the middle of campus to where I believe the Hall of Voyages is.
Absolutely. You arrive at this large hall with its large oak doors, running in the dark of night along these small
Leaving a trail
breezeways
of
through
like
the school,
blood.
leaving a trail of red footprints.
There's nothing in this town.
You
Alina,
arrive at
how
these.
could you do this?
large doors, and you push them open and find yourself within the main foyer of the Hall of Voyages.
Okay. I'm going to see, where are the shelves in...
Those are downstairs in front of Artis's office.
Fuck. Okay. I'm going to quickly sprint downstairs.
You go over to the door that goes downstairs, and
Okay.
that door is locked.
Is this like the opening to Narnia?
Okay. Is it like a wooden door?
It is a wooden door.
I
Okay.
need to find a picture of him wearing a coat.
Is there something small in here that could potentially be denser than a wooden door?
What's small? What
As in
constitutes-
something I could like carry with both hands?
There's probably a fairly tall like candlestick.
Good enough. Okay.
Like it might be like 5 feet tall, holding like a large candle, like made of silver or something.
Ooh. Okay. Well, how heavy does it look?
Probably about 7 pounds or so. Is that too heavy?
That's a little bit too heavy.
How about 4 pounds?
That works for me.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Catapult on the candlestick, and I'm going
Okay.
to vault it right
Yeah.
through the wooden door.
Okay. It hits because it can't make the save.
You can't
it
make
just
the save.
hits.
So 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
Wonderful.
Listen, it's controlled chaos, everybody.
Oh.
Oh.
How could you do this, Alina?
How could you murder such an innocent plant?
I don't imagine a door has that many hit points.
Okay.
So how's 12?
12 is exactly what I had in mind.
Shit.
The candlestick goes flying through the door, breaking it in twain, and making a very loud noise as the candlestick flies through the door and then down the very steep stairs that are just to the left. The door is open for you to enter.
Sprint. Just
Okay, you
run.
sprint through and arrive downstairs. There
Okay.
are cabinets lining the walls with little glass windows in them. There's a raised platform in here. There's a hallway going down that has the offices, of one of which belongs to your mentor. What would you like to do?
I'm going to start looking for a bright blue Christmas decoration
Okay.
in the shelves.
Okay. You look through the shelves. They do have glass windows, so it's not like an impossible task. And there isn't a ton of them, so I don't think this necessitates a roll or anything. You can very quickly find a basketball-sized wooden sphere with a small hoop on the top of it that is encrusted with these bright blue gems.
Okay. I'm going to...
It's within one of these locked cabinets.
Locked, you say?
Yes, you try the little handle, and it seems to be locked.
Well, good thing I have a solution for that. Literally going
Oh,
to go
boy.
through everything. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't need to use catapult. I'm just going to conjure a rock,
Okay.
and I'm going to use it to smash the glass.
Okay.
Oh
I
my
cast Winsler
god!
with a fucking rock.
What the fuck?
And as of course, it will take
Yep.
damage, so it will immediately
Yes.
disappear.
You
as soon as-
conjure a bright, glowing rock in your hands, and
This
just
is not at all how I expected it to go, but
through the glass of this little cabinet, the rock immediately dissipates. The window pane just smashes, and glass is all over the floor. And you can easily grab the basketball-sized, or even unlock the latch and then just open the door and grab the basketball-sized,
yep, I'm just going to break
almost
a hole
Christmas
in it,
ornament.
unlock
Yep.
it, and then open it.
Okay, absolutely. You grab this basketball-sized, almost Christmas ornament-looking wooden sphere.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to nudge my pocket a little bit, sort of
Yes.
let Mr. Wiggles know. It's like, okay, well, can you do me a favor, little buddy? Can you not say a word to anybody about this, please?
A small head looks at you.
If anyone
these-
asks,
What color are Wiggles' eyes?
they're green.
Okay, you see these green eyes just like shining at you out of the hole of which is your pocket, and there's no response which comes. But you know he understands.
I'll take that as a good to go. So I'm going to take this Christmas ornament,
Mhm.
and I'm going to, with the assistance of Mage Hand, sort of maneuver it onto the hook that's in the middle of this room.
Absolutely. That is completely possible. As you put the sphere and rest it upon this hook, the hook, almost like I would say a dough hook on a stand mixer is what I imagine. It begins to spin in a circle, spinning this spherical wooden ball with it, and creates a small rift through which you can see many bright colors. It looks almost big enough for you to fit through.
Okay. I am now going to take off my robe and toss it in the corner.
Okay.
Just to make it look like, oh, this is a scene. This is a crime scene, you know?
Okay. You throw your school robe covered in what looks like blood into the corner.
Yeah.
Faking his own murder? Okay, this is spicy.
I'm also going to sort of maneuver myself, so I'll take off my shoes because they're probably covered in red goo.
Yes.
Toss those to the side, so I'm not going to be leaving a trail, so it just looks like it ends.
Okay.
And I'm going to hop through the portal.
Okay. You hop through the portal. You are immediately in another world, one which you recognize as the plane of Isithil. The dark purple bark of the trees and purple leaves surround you. The orange dirt at your feet is very moist on your bare feet, or your socks, I suppose, right? And there seems to be like a haze in the air, like this pinkish fog. What would you like to do? And behind you is this small rift through which you can see the room which you had just left.
I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I have anything heavy? This is going to suck, but let me see. What can I do here? I'm going to take the book that we were reading in the book club.
Oh, you mean In the River by R.S. Wilk?
Yeah, and I'm going to catapult it through the rift.
Okay.
Aimed at the Christmas decoration.
The Christmas decoration disappears when the rift arrives.
Okay. I'll destroy the hook then.
You can try to hit the hook, yes.
I will try to maneuver it so that it hits the hook.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Roll my damage. Ooh. Okay, that's not bad. That's another 12.
Okay. You hit the hook, which is still spinning slowly, seemingly keeping this small rift in time and space open, and it stops it, and the rift whoosh, just closes.
I am now going to take the time to lean up against one of the trees and give a audible sigh of relief.
Okay. All around you, you hear nothing. You hear the dead of like absolutely nothing around you, as if the world is standing still. You just feel this moist fog on your face. You feel this moist soil at your feet, this hard bark against your back, and you are alone in the plane of Isithil.
Okay.
What comes next?
I'm going to take out my spell book.
Okay.
And I'm going to flip to the part where I've drawn in the out-of-date map that Firamel let me trace.
Yes. And it's right next to your yogurt recipe.
Yes. How convenient. I'm going to see if I can sort of position where I might possibly be, and then maybe move in the direction of where Pitter is.
Well, I'll tell you, you seem to be in the exact position that you arrived in last time, when you all teleported into this plane, or I guess arrived in this plane. So that would be fairly easy. You've navigated this before.
Okay.
And make a survival check with advantage, I suppose, because you've done this before, and have a map still.
And have a map.
Mm-hmm. One more time and you'll be a professional at this. You won't even need to make a roll.
That's a 13.
Okay. A 13.
Winsler's never been really good at navigating.
Oh shit, what is he pulling out?
Death.
And we never find Winsler's body. The end.
Can't wait for Ben to bring out Winsler's brother, Winsler.
Love to the Lorax.
I am the Lorax and I speak for the trees. The trees say fuck you.
All yours. How bad can I be?
I'm just going to Pitter to kill Silty.
Oh shit.
As you
that would be a twist, wouldn't it?
You planned this the entire time.
Wander the woods. As you wander the woods, you wander over broken logs and underneath large vines and through little burrows as if they were carved out by giant badgers, being like, this seems relatively like where I went last time. All the while consulting your map, consulting the area around you, but it seems as though the fog and the nervousness, like that nervous energy that's within you from, running from the authorities.
Literally
and
committing crime.
got to you, and you feel as though you are a little lost.
Okay. I kind of
And-
expected that.
Make a perception check, please.
It's the goose.
No, it's the bee.
That is a 12.
A 12.
Very average rolls.
You hear what sounds like the trees moving around you as if a wind is coming through. Where would you like to go now? You have no idea where you are relative on your map.
I am going to do a hard right.
Okay, you turn hard to the right, and there is a tree right in front of you that was not there before. Its bark is bright green.
Wait a minute. Bright green bark.
Yes.
All the trees are bright purple. I'm gonna kick it.
You kick it, and you you hear from above a voice that goes, "Ow!"
Someone up there?
And you look up to see a large face on this tree with a large nose and 3 large eyes looking down upon you. It looks to be a stout maple-ish tree.
Hello there. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you. I was just a little bit suspicious.
Why, how rude of you to come into these parts and kick me.
Sorry, do you want a Band-Aid?
What is a Band-Aid?
Never mind. Do you know where the little town of Pitter might be?
Might be I do. What's it to you?
I'm just looking for a place where I can maybe, like, stay and not maybe die.
Well, I could bring you back to my neck of the woods. You could stay there a long time with the other birds. And it
Bird?
kind of like
Birds?
and crouches down, and you're kind of face to face with it now. It's like a moderately sized tree, like probably like a like a 16-foot tree, we'll say. That I don't know. Yeah, that seems like a small sized tree, but it is very wide and it has this large face and like 2 large tree trunk legs and small branch arms and these 3 eyes that are just looking at you. And it says, "Well, little birdie, would you like to come?"
Well, first of all, I'm not a bird, but sure.
Oh.
Luke, you okay?
I'm great. It will pick you up by the hair
Ow!
and carry you like a rag doll through the woods. As it like takes strides, your feet graze on the ground and like your knees bump against logs and vines and stuff. It is not a pleasant ride.
You could have rode on this.
And you continue in this manner for what seems like a couple of minutes, 15 or so minutes, just in the silence, in the moisture.
I have a watch.
And you arrive at a small circle clearing on a small hill where there is purple grass growing. There's a beautiful view of the woods from here. You can see out for what seems like miles in every direction. The birds of myriad colors and myriad amounts of wings and eyes and beak sizes around you are kind of squawking and squirming in the branches, and it drops you on the ground and will look down at you and say, "So, what kind of bird are you?" And crouch down and look at you with its 3 eyes.
Chickadee?
Well, what noise might a chickadee make, little bird?
Chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
I think it's the one bird that actually know what the sound it makes.
It will look at you and close its eyes and say, "Could I hear that call just one more time?"
Chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Make a deception check.
How's a 19?
Oh, shit.
Ooh-wee. Okay. It'll look down at you and say, "All right, bird. Would you like to stay here among these branches and consort with your other bird kind, or do you have other bird business to attend to and will only return here once your bird business is done?
Well, you see, I might have some...
I know you birds are busy folk. You seem to have lost your plumage.
Behold,
Well,
man.
well, that's actually what I was gonna go do my bird business about. You see, I had to go to the little town called Pitta because I heard they had some sort of, I don't know, ointment that might help me get my feathers back.
A bird ointment. He will turn to some of the birds in the trees and go, "Birds, what do you know of this bird ointment?" And the birds will squawk amongst themselves for a few moments before one of them will say, "We know not of the bird ointment." To which he will turn back to you and say, "They know not of the bird ointment. How do you stand to defend yourself, young chickadee?"
Well, you see, I have a little friend here. I'm gonna take Mr. Wiggles out of my pocket. Like,
Okay. You pull this cat out of your pocket, and there seems to be a uproarious amount of squawking from the crowd. They seem to be offended at the mere sight of such a vile beast. As Wiggles hangs from his shoulders, his little feet wiggling in the air.
His name's Mr. Wiggles. Look at his little paws. His little
The
dangle.
big tree will crouch down once again and look face to face with Wiggles, who will say, "Winsler, what are we doing here?"
Well, I told you.
You told me not to say anything.
I wanted
You
to
told
keep
me
quiet about this, but we really just need to get to Pitter because I don't really feel too safe out here right now.
So why did you agree to come with this crazy tree man?
I don't know. I thought he might, I don't know, offer me a little bit of protection until maybe we
The
got a
tree
little closer
man
to Pitter.
will say, "Let me see this smaller furry cat."
Okay.
What? Smaller furry bird.
Mr. Wiggles, are you okay with this?
No.
Well, sorry, buddy, but we gotta do this.
Okay.
Hand the tree, Mr. Wiggles.
The tree grabs Mr. Wiggles by the scruff of his neck, and will pick it up and face him eye to eye.
You're
And
doing
we'll hold it up to the birds and we'll say, "What is this one? Is this one of you?" And the birds will squawk amongst themselves and will respond, "That is no bird like us. That is an enemy, a cat from the material plane." Squawk! Squawk, squawk! An enemy! Cast it out! It belongs not with the chickadee!
Jesus Christ.
To which the tree will turn back to you and say once more, or not once more, it'll just say for the first time, "The council of birds has spoken.
Now
we
listen,
must cast you from
here,
this
Mr.
place, young
Tree.
chickadee."
Listen here, Mr. Tree.
Yes.
If he goes, I go. Because I don't go nowhere without my friend.
Well, you both go and must not return to this, the maple circle, the council of the squawk.
Okay. Can I have him back now?
Absolutely. Here you go.
I'm going to take Mr. Wiggles.
And he drops it into your arms.
And we're just going to leave.
Would you like directions?
Yes, please.
He will point from atop this hill at a large tree composed of many smaller trees that compose its trunk, with little Easter baskets sitting amongst the branches,
How the heck did
with
I not
a
notice that
small hole in the front. He will point at it. It looks to be many miles away. He will say, "Down this hill past the elms, you will find a rushing
before?
river.
As soon as he starts speaking, I'm already walking away.
Do not fear what you find at the bank of the rushing river."
Yeah, okay. See ya.
Okay. Winsler, as you're making your way down this slope past the elms towards the rushing river, we will cut back to the dorm room of one Integrity Idleberry. Sobbing, weeping loudly, many tears had on the ground beneath her bed, as I understood it. The discarded bag of which contained the stuffed squirrel and a small vial of gray ash and a disappointing note discarded on the floor. Sylvie will turn to you and say, "Are you okay? You seemed like, are you okay?" And will immediately kneel down and pat your back. It's okay. You still have, it's okay. What's wrong? Can you tell me what's wrong? You seemed really excited, and you still have a stuffed animal that you always carry with you. Can you tell? Hey, Integrity. Do you want my cracker? Do you want some crackers? Will that make you feel better?
I don't want your
Got some
crackers.
saltines.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Sylvie, look at the bag.
Yeah.
Look inside the bag.
She looks over at the bag. She looks inside the bag. There's a small vial with black or gray ash. She'll go, okay.
Do you
what?
see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Do you see that rock that is crushed?
I don't see a rock. I see some like ashes.
Okay, do you see those ashes?
I just said I see them.
That's my heart right now.
She looks up as if like flabbergasted by the words you just spoke to her, and she'll be like, listen, I don't understand what the heck you're talking about.
Okay.
But it's okay. All right? It's not the end of the world.
So.
Unless this is your actual genuine heart, in which case that's pretty horrible.
No. Okay. So, do you see the squirrel?
I see the squirrel you always have with you. Yes, I see the squirrel.
I wanted the squirrel to become my pet.
Okay, you still have the squirrel.
No.
The squirrel can Integrity.
No.
The squirrel can still be
No,
your pet. It's okay.
I want it alive. I want someone to talk to.
She looks hurt
No.
and will say, "All right,
No.
well,
I want a pet.
it's a stuffed
Talk to
squirrel,
him.
so I think that's a
No.
bit out of the realm of possibility."
No. So, here's what happened, okay? So, I've been looking for a pink topaz for a long time now, so that
Oh.
they could animate
Oh, okay.
her for
That
me.
explains it.
But
okay.
then the pink topaz that I found is not enough to animate her, and now she's still not animated, and I went through hoops and loops to get that pink topaz,
Mhm.
but Sylvie, I want a pet.
She will hug you because you're obviously emotionally compromised. She will pat you on the back. She will say, let's eat crackers and talk about how much we wish we had pets. My parents never let me get a pet. I wish I had a parrot.
I just want any pet. But I
Well,
want
I'm
this
sure we
one
can
the
get-
most.
All right, so you can't want any pet and this one the most. Integrity.
I can
So
have
you
all
just
of
want
them.
this
I want
pet.
to have all of them. I want to have all the pets. That's one of my greatest
Okay.
dreams.
So how about we think of a plan to get you another pink topaz?
That is absurd. It's so expensive.
Okay. So is there any alternatives to buying them?
No, unless you
Okay.
steal them.
Well, we're not stealing it. That's absurd. That's completely absurd, Integrity. We're not thieves.
Or
And she looks you dead in the eye.
and I'm gonna look away.
She's gonna be like, did you steal it?
No, I saw a fly up there.
Make a deception check.
Integrity's a fucking liar.
8.
She looks at you and like bites her lips, essentially, and will say, all right, so I think that it's just the will of the gods that you stole this thing and it didn't work out for you. That doesn't make it any less sad, but it's kind of justified. And she will pat you on or put her hand on your shoulder and will say, we can figure out some sort of way to get you another one, but it's not worth crying over a stuffed animal that isn't alive when it wasn't alive in the first place.
You can't, Sylvie, you can't say that I can't be sad over something.
You're fine. You can be sad over it, but you just need to think about it in the grand scheme of things, Integrity. It'll happen when it's gonna happen.
Fuck the cots.
What?
No!
What?
No! I'm gonna whisper this so quietly that she won't hear it.
Okay.
But we will.
And with that, we will cut back to Winsler Wallaby, who has reached the rushing river, somehow crossed it, and is now standing at the base. Tune in for our side stories where Winsler fords the rushing river.
Little did you know, he has a mega backstroke.
Also, can't your cat
So-
grow? Use him as a boat.
Listen, I don't think that's how magic works.
What? Magic boat.
Anyways, you now find yourself at the base of this large tree. You see a large orange boulder over near the the exterior edge of town, and you see a wiggling, conical purple thing sticking up out of the water over in the crescent-shaped lake, which is Pitter, which you recognize at Celty's store. Also, you see a very noisy rose bush going off behind the large tree.
I'm gonna check out the rose bush
I
first.
swear to God, if Winsler comes
Okay.
back with less of a soul.
I will keep my distance though.
Okay, make a perception check.
4.
Okay. You hear angry buzzing coming from the bush, and you feel fearful of any approach closer than like 15 feet, which is where you are.
Okay. That's the bee bush. I remember the bee bush. I'm just gonna go over to the crescent-shaped lake.
Okay. There's a small little, what looks like wash basin attached to a rope that you can use to like pull yourself over to that wiggling little cone house if you would like.
I would like to do that.
Okay, you sit in this little wash basin. It barely displaces any water, and you can very easily pull yourself over across this turquoise-colored water to this lavender-colored home. You get out of the wash basin and stand on the front porch, and the sign reads, please, you can read one of the many lines written on this sign, and it says, please do not enter before knocking.
Whoa.
Right. I will knock once.
So you knock once, and you hear a loud call from within that says, 1 second! And then you hear many click-clack-tacks at the door as the door opens, and you see before you a very short, blue-skinned woman with bright white hair. And she seems to be wearing, at this point, bright red spectacles. That's kind that the ones that, like, loop behind your ear and completely cover the sides of your face, almost like sunglasses, like really cool sunglasses that have just like these mirrored red lenses in them. And she'll go, oh, Winsler, well, welcome in. And
Don't I have to knock 3 times?
you well? No, well, I opened the door for you. So just come in, and she'll grab you.
So is that 3-hole knock?
She grabs you by the wrist and pulls you in and slams the door. And will knock 3 times on that door. And then she'll go, so what can I do? And gesture towards a small seat at a table within this room to describe the room. It's a conical room. There are 2 taller lofts up higher in the cone that are connected to this ground floor by a spiral staircase. On this ground floor, there is many couches and seating areas and large pieces of countertop that upon them have glass display cases. And she will bring you over towards the kitchen section of this ground floor and seat you down on one of the small wooden chairs that are bright red and sit at the other one. On the blue table in front of you is a plate of cookies, which depict the faces of your friends in cute caricatures. And there's a mug of hot cocoa, and she'll go, treat yourself, eat your heart out.
She's her #1 fan.
I'm gonna take the mug. I'm gonna start sipping from that, and I'm gonna sit on the table.
Okay.
I will now.
No cookies.
I will now explain myself.
What can I do for you? What's the meaning of this impromptu visit?
Well, you see,
This is Celty's voice.
I kind of had a bit of a complicated arrival, and I don't really have much of a place to stay.
Absolutely.
Right now, so I figured, well, I know one person who I could trust wholeheartedly.
Oh, absolutely.
So
you can trust me.
I've come here. I've come here for a purpose, but I also just kind of need somewhere to stay for the night because.
Well, do you have a way of getting home?
I think I have a way of getting home.
If not, I could bring you back.
I want to try my way first.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes, but
So what, did you just need to stay at the night? Or the morning?
I mean to stay the night, and I'll probably leave in the morning, but...
Very well.
Since I'm here, I might
Since you're here, you might as well.
Celty?
She takes off her sunglasses, and her eyes pierce into you, and she goes, Winsler?
I've come to bargain.
Oh, God.
Well, what can
He
I
pulls up the scales
do?
with his bag.
And she leans forwards on the table and she goes, what would you like to bargain for?
What are you selling?
One of my beautiful enchanted items, I would hope.
I'm gonna cut her off
something
right there,
more.
and I'm gonna shove
Okay.
my book in front of her face with the schematics. And I'm like, well, you see,
Okay.
I'm looking for something real specific. You see this piece here?
Are you willing to trade this?
Well, what I'm
And she gestures towards your spell book and puts her finger on it with a lot of pressure.
well, let's not get ahead of ourselves right now. But you see the
Mhm.
schematic here where it shows like this weird head thing on these golems.
Yes.
I'm looking for one of those. Is it
Mm.
possible that your services have some sort of like special order feature?
Oh, a delivery.
Yeah.
We could arrange something of the sort.
So the thing
And
is
she
about
smiles widely at you with her crooked teeth.
the thing is about this is that it's kind of a special little headpiece because
Mm.
it basically gives these golems sentience.
Yes.
To make frozen yogurt.
So do you think you could possibly replicate something like that?
Now, just who do you think I am that I wouldn't be able to do such a thing?
I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I'm Celty. I'm very capable.
Well, that answers my question. Then I came to the right person.
I can do it. I can do this for you.
Okay. Well, I've
What
also
are
got
you willing
some other
to give?
things
Oh,
that I was looking
other
to
things?
see about.
and she becomes very. She smiles wider. She goes, "What else would you need,
well,
my young, lovely Winsler?"
you see, you know my other three friends that came with me the first time.
I
that we
do
were
know
here?
them. And she gestures towards the cookies, and she goes, "Lovely, all of them."
I feel like I've been on a bit of a bad streak lately,
Yes.
and I was
okay.
and I was
I
wondering.
can see that.
I was wondering maybe I could get them all something as well while I'm here.
Oh. Would you like to look around?
Well, there's one
Perhaps.
thing specific that I was
One
looking to
thing
get
per-
for
one thing specific.
integrity. I'm gonna hold up the cookie with her face on it.
Okay, she grabs it and she goes, "This was the blood magic one. She's a weirdo."
Yeah, I mean she's not that big of a weirdo because
Well, she seemed like a pretty big weirdo when she was here.
I'm gonna eat the cookie.
And I'm a very good judge of character.
I'm just gonna eat the cookie.
Okay.
She's been trying really hard.
The cookie that is integrity tastes like cinnamon.
Oh, she's been trying real hard to get her hands on some sort of pink topaz, and
She
I don't think she's been very
Steeples her fingers and leans back in her chair and she goes, "Oh, really?"
I don't think she's been very successful at doing that. So I thought while I was here, maybe I could use that special order and feature of yours to maybe get a pretty large one.
She's going to put her elbow on the table and point at one of the display cases behind you.
What? I'm gonna look.
You see a probably 1.5 foot long pink gem sitting in one of these display cases, and she'll go, "Something similar to that."
I mean, it's pink. I assume it's a topaz.
Oh, it's a pink topaz.
I believe it.
Well, I would never lie.
Now I don't exactly know what I would get Mira and Serinepth because I don't.
Mhm.
They seem to have everything, so I don't know what else I would get them. Maybe I could just take a look around for something like that. But
Take a look around all you'd like, Winsler.
I will start taking a look around.
Okay. Just browsing, perusing the shop.
Window shopping.
All right. There is a small display case under which there are a few little, what look like dice made out of bones.
Oh yeah, I remember the bone dice.
Oh hell yeah, play
Um,
D&D.
These seem different than the ones previously here.
Hmm.
There are 5 of them, each one colored a different color. There is a orange one, a blue one, a purple one, a red one, and a green one. There is also, in a separate display case, a large black metal amulet with a startlingly anatomically correct eye upon it. There is also a dark brown leather brimmed hat. One side of the brim is pinned up against the actual top piece of the hat. And then there is this giant pink gem underneath a large display case. There is another display case under which there is one dark black potion, which you recognize as a love potion from the last time you were here.
Nice.
And there is a large barrel of this lavender goo in the corner with a sign that says, "Bring your own jar and fill her up."
That's very eco-friendly. I respect that.
Okay, well, I already know that I need to get the pink gem. The
Okay.
hat seems interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the lavender liquid. Conveniently, I have a mason
Mhm.
jar.
Mm-hmm. It's like Legend of Zelda.
So what's this lavender goo?
She'll look at it and go, "Oh, that is..."
Death juice.
How did you know?
That's Rupert's excretions.
Who's Rupert?
And what
Rupert?
excretion?
She taps the side of her house and she goes, my home.
My house shits.
So is
What
it
is
like
it?
Oh, so
How
it's
a
a
moving
girl
castle
house.
Like
has a realistic
sewage?
What is
shape,
it?
doesn't it?
What does it do?
Well, it's very sticky, and when you heat it up, it expands and hardens. I sell it for dirt cheap because he just makes so dang much of it.
I guess I'll get that.
Oh, lovely.
I'll take out my mason jar and carefully fill it up.
Okay. You scoop up this mucousy lavender liquid into your mason jar and
Okay.
can close it off
I'm gonna
and wipe
close
it off.
I'm going to put it on the table. I'm also going to get the
Okay.
pink gem, and I'm also going to set that on the table.
Okay. Okay.
What's this weird, creepy eye thing?
Oh, it's just an amulet of scrying.
More like crying.
More like crying, yes. Winsler, how has that scale that you traded me for been treating you?
I'm going to pull it out, and I'm just going to, like, flick my finger on it and make a cha-ching
Cha-ching,
sound.
cha-ching.
It's not been
She
that,
goes,
It's not been that great.
well, I hope it was worth it.
I mean, I could
This
trade
is
it.
The last time we see
You could
Winsler.
trade it.
What's the hat?
The hat is a hat. It has certain properties, some of which I know and some of which I don't. One of which I know is it's very dapper.
I'm going to take the amulet, and I'm going to take the hat, and I'm going to put those
Very
on the
well.
table.
Okay,
So
you
let's
put
see. Mason
so the
jar
gem, the hat, mason jar, amulet.
and special order on the head.
Special order on the head.
Settled.
Can I interest you in one of these gambler chicken die? And she'll rub her hand on the small little thing and she'll go, if you roll a certain number on it, I don't know what will happen. I enchanted them in the middle of the night when I was very sleepy. Dirt cheap, just like the goo.
I was hella drunk.
I'll take the red one.
You'll take the red one. I'll throw it in for free, Winsler, because you're a very special person to me.
Okay. So let's see. Die, hat, amulet, gem, goo.
You've literally
Very
bought
well.
everything this one.
Head.
So, in return for this one, a lock of your hair and a prized item, please. 3 locks of your hair and a prized item. Maybe given this, and she taps her fingers on your spellbook. She goes, this spellbook would do.
I'm going to give her the 3 locks,
Okay.
and I'm going to take out...
She takes those and puts them in a small vial and immediately stows them in a pocket somewhere.
I'm going to take out the scroll case
Okay.
that I've had for literally episodes,
Yes.
and I'm going to say, you think this might do instead?
That
I've-
might do.
I've had it since I was a baby.
Well, that has quite the emotional attachment. Are you sure you'd be willing to trade it away? And she snatches it from you.
Well, there goes there. That answers that question.
And she pushes everything over towards you and she goes, now, are you sure you wouldn't like that ride? Last offer for free. After that, I'll make you pay with your soul.
God.
That's not a joke.
Oh
Ah.
god.
Last chance.
I think I'll be okay.
All right. And she smiles and puts her sunglasses on.
Okay, bye.
And would you like some cookies for the road?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Have a wonderful evening,
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Winsler. See you again next time you decide to pop in.
I'm going to close the door, and I'm going to kick the door 3 times.
Okay, you hear a clink behind you, and the house seems to wiggle in happiness. And we're gonna end this episode right there. Kharla, could you do our outro, please?
Sure can. Hey everyone, I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Please leave a rating and a comment on our iTunes because, you know, we love hearing from you. We love hearing from you. You guys are amazing. You are perfect, beautiful, wonderful. If you want to contact us, we have an Instagram and a Twitter at Trials and Trebs. We also have a Discord server, and the link to that can be found on those Twitters and Instagrams that I said. And that is all, home slices.
Thank you everyone for listening this week. We'll catch you next week. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.